Fast fashion is one of the most prevalent problems in today's society, with many people buying loads and loads of clothes only for them to collect dust in your closet or for them to be thrown out a few months later, which is why we created VeriSwap to combat these problems. And before we start, we created a small game, so if you want to participate, pay attention to the slides and there will be dancing cats. Okay, so this is a quick prototype, and it tries to fix the problems that I have talked about and that Miriam will expand on.
So, it's Black Friday. You buy a bunch of stuff from Amazon and say you use it once, you throw it away, and then it's just sitting in your house for about 3 years. After that, you eventually throw it away and it ends up in a landfill where it lives with approximately 2.01 billion tons of waste.
And this number grows every year as more people buy stuff they will not need. These perfectly usable items and their packaging end up going to landfills, contributing to the growing problem of climate change and pollution. Even though you may not need that waffle maker you bought from Amazon, someone else does. What if there is a way to meet up with that person, prevent that waffle maker from rotting in a landfill, while also getting that ice cube tray you always needed? Lucky for you, that's where VeriSwap comes in.
So, VeriSwap is an app that is meant for trading secondhand items, and they're secondhand items that you no longer need. It helps with climate change and pollution by reducing the amount of perfectly usable items going to landfills. Our app is sustainable, efficiently accessible, and user-friendly.
For instance, if you have a book that you read and don't need anymore, you can put it on our app. Someone else may be interested in your book and also have goods that you are interested in. Then you can both go to one of our designated trading locations to exchange your goods. In addition, this is a non-profit organization. We are hoping to receive funds from local businesses through advertising them, as we will be allowing users to meet at designated locations set at these local businesses without harmful carbon emissions from shipping or driving. This promotes both VeriSwap and local businesses at the same time, since they will be receiving physical traction.
So these are a couple screenshots of our current prototype that we're making on Figma. So our app is still in development, but we plan on finishing our MVP by the middle of 2024, where it'll then be ready for launch. We can launch the alpha and beta version to quickly collect feedback from users, and we'll also continue marketing at that time and grow our platform.
Now, is VeriSwap possible? It's often said that the youth are the future, and that's especially true in taking care of the environment. Considering the rise of consumerism and how youth want to spend less to get more, it's become a major trend these days to thrift. VeriSwap should find the most success amongst these youth, as it mimics many popular structures of apps such as Depop, with even higher accessibility as you don't need to pay. A few drawbacks is that VeriSwap will rely on a large user base concentrated in one location, and it also requires people to willingly meet up to support the concept of this app. And VeriSwap will be considered successful if it reaches 100 swaps within the first month of launching. One step at a time, or many. In the case of VeriSwap, we can move towards a greener future. Thank you.
Any questions?
Where do you plan to store all the items? Or you're not storing it at all?
So basically, we're not necessarily storing the items. What our platform is basically for is it's a setup for people that want to trade items. So they'll be holding on to their own items, and then they'll come to their designated trading locations that we have to trade their items with the other users.
Again, this is a very good idea, but the security and privacy of your customer is very important. How do you ensure that it's staying properly?
Right, so we plan on having a few verified trading location spots at popular places such as McDonald's and Starbucks. So it'll hopefully help make people feel safer going to a place where a lot of people go to.
Okay. All right.
Now let's welcome Team F, Zenscape.
Hello, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Liam.
And our company is Zenscape Roof Gardens, an initiative against unhealthy lifestyles. Zenscape is a nonprofit organization that creates eco-friendly gardens on top of roofs. We aim to help the environment by increasing biodiversity in urban areas and by increasing community well-being. Say go back to those used to rooftops that knew good. Now buildings can make their own little gardens on top of the buildings. This works out amazingly because they're in direct sunlight and rain, allowing us to even use solar panels to gather eco-friendly energy. Grocery stores and apartments can have their own little farms on top of these roofs, so people go up and pick whatever they want, know it's organic and fresh. We'll also have an app for people of the apartments to get rewards and tips for maintaining the gardens as an incentive. Our initiative is made to make a positive impact on our present for a safer future. They're a safe way to positively contribute to the environment and a safe way for communities to come together and have fun. We also have experts to build and regularly maintain these gardens. Green roofs provide shade, move heat from the air, and reduce temperatures of the roof surface and surrounding air. The plants can also help absorb carbon from the atmosphere, and green roofs reduce building energy by cooling down the roofs and providing shading and thermal mass insulation. This is an example of what one of the roofs might look like. So we have greenhouses, compost bins, but we also have relaxation areas like yoga areas, fire pits, picnic tables, gazebos, and chest corners, really putting the zen in Zenscape Roof Gardens. For our marketing, we have an Instagram account with posts telling people like who we are and what we do, as well as posts in different languages like French and Spanish with tips and tricks on how to be more eco-friendly. And you can follow us for more info at zenscaperoofgardens.cyc. Yeah.
So our sponsor is Cryogenics, and we believe it is for a good cause as it can help many people in the future. So for our timeline, after 6 months, we want to generate enough sponsor and donation funds. And then after 1 year, we want to find enough clients to have at least 5 to 10 gardens, which can make around $50,000 to $70,000 in sales. By 2-year mark, we want to maintain 90% customer satisfaction and have at least 10 to 20 gardens installed in the Toronto and GTA area. This will generate around $100,000 to $150,000 in sales. By the 3rd year, we want to expand our company to outside of Toronto, which will generate around $200,000 to $250,000 in sales. So, for our financial projections, the overall installation cost for us will be around $30 per square foot, and we will charge $50 per square foot. And we hope to make the garden 75% plants and 25% relaxation areas, such as yoga areas and benches. So our startup costs, we need $107,000. So, and we can get $115,000 in loans. So after only 5 gardens, we will break even. For our business projection, over the next 3 years, we will have around 58% increase in cost of goods sold. The revenue for year 2 increases by 99%, and by year 3, 57%. Our net income increases roughly 55% every year. So we have some challenges. Creating green roofs during winter time will be difficult, as not many plants can survive the winter harsh conditions and there will be snow. In addition, setting up green roofs would be on top of apartment buildings, which would be hard to do for installation as dangerous. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for that. I noticed in your expenses you had like $100,000 for supplies. What about installation, the labor? Have you looked into regulatory processes, getting licenses, engineering plans, etc.? And have you thought about sort of a plan for, insurance? What if things go bad? What if the installation's not good and it causes damage to the property? How have you sort of thought about that?
Yeah, we will need to hire like architects and also engineers to create the floor plans, because one of the biggest things for creating these is that you have a tray system, which makes it so that the roof can actually handle the weight and all the soil of the greenhouse. So definitely a lot of that is the salaries for these engineers that we will have on our team. And then also the equipment's going to be very expensive, as like getting the soil up there, we would probably have to have like a crane or something, which would cost lots of money per roof.
Also, as we make more gardens, we will take part of the profit for the next garden and we will continue the cycle.
Hi, I'm just curious as to the process involved in implementing the rooftop garden. So just walk me through what you would offer as incentive for a condo developer who probably already has a rec room to build a rooftop garden.
Yeah, I can answer. So first of all, as an incentive for the actual people in the apartment to actually maintain these roofs, we will have like rewards and tips on how to help them. But for the condos, like owners themselves, these places can also be an area to host events and like donation events. And some of the money that we generate from these donation events we can also pay off the people who own the condo. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Over 20% of Canadian seniors face regular loneliness. That's about 1.5 million citizens within Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, senior loneliness isn't just a statistic. It's a silent struggle affecting the well-being of a substantial population. In response, we didn't just sympathize. We took action. Introducing WiseShare, our community initiative led by Team J, which has captured touching senior stories, partnered with various senior homes, initiated kind letter initiatives, and amassed a great following on social media as well.
As part of our solution, we've been able to interview a variety of seniors around our community. For instance, Agnes, a cost analyst, Cindy, a psychotherapist, and Gladys, a fashion business owner, who were able to share their career and life experiences with us through phone calls and Zoom meetings. We've also been able to collaborate with senior homes around the community, such as the Court at Brooklyn and Anchor Point Senior Home. At the Court at Brooklyn, we've been able to implement a kind letters initiative where we had high school students write kind notes to seniors, and we put these boxes in the senior homes where the seniors can access them to help brighten their day, as well as conducting a variety of interviews with senior citizens at the Anchor Point Senior Home. These are some images of our visit to the Court at Brooklyn where we implemented our kind letters initiative.
For our financial forecast, our startup cost is $50. As we expand, we will use $200 to purchase equipment, which is the total of our fixed assets. As a nonprofit organization, we will use our gross profit to fund the project. For our budget over the next 3 years, our gross profit will increase from $550 to $650 as we continue to develop WiseShare. There are no costs of goods sold because we won't sell any goods. For government grants, we will be registering with Ontario as a nonprofit organization and acquiring funding through a transfer payment Ontario account. We can then submit an application for a government grant. And as mentioned, we'll use our net income to fund the project. Here are our expenses. Our main expenses are advertising, office supplies, software and web, travel, and utilities. Our net income will increase from $38 to $88 as we continue to develop this project. Here are a few screenshots of our spreadsheet.
For our marketing strategy, we have our Instagram account where we're able to turn our interview into Instagram posts and share it through social media. And we're also able to get the CYC account to repost us twice to reach more people. And our posts are also translated into 13 languages, including Chinese, Japanese, and Italian. In late October, we launched our social media, which reached over 100 youths. And by mid-November, we reached out to 2 senior homes, and the Kind Letters initiative reached about 50 youths, and they were distributed to seniors. And currently, we're partnering with Unwired, and this is a US-based nonprofit organization, and to increase our international exposure.
Today marks just the beginning of our journey. With hearts connected and stories shared, Why Share leads us towards a future where every tale and every heartfelt moment creates a mosaic of compassion, stitching together the fabric of a unified community that spans for generations. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions?
Since your title of the presentation is Why Share, so I'm actually expecting a little bit more on using STEAM to help you to achieve what you're going to do. Perhaps can you elaborate a bit more on how you're going to use the STEAM to help you achieve what you're going to do?
Sure. So firstly, to address the STEAM aspect, basically when we interview seniors, we ask them a variety of questions that have to do with not only their life advice, but also the career advice. So for instance, one of our seniors that we interviewed was working in a STEM-related degree, like a doctorate degree, and we'd ask them to share their advice as to how they help to build their career and how to help aspiring youth to achieve a career in STEM. So that would cover your question about youth learning more about STEM aspects, but to cover as well how we incorporated STEAM into our solution. In terms of like safety and effectiveness, we ensured that we communicated all the questions that we're asking towards seniors ahead of time, as well as creating project proposals that we email to the senior homes.
Are there any other questions?
I was not very clear about where is your revenue source, like where do you get the revenues?
Okay, so as for revenue, we mostly rely on donations. So what we've done is we've gone around different schools in the YRDSB school board. We've set up posters with the school's permission, of course, and throughout those, that's where students are actually able to submit these kind messages I've shared with you. These are all from students and written with students using their emails. And with that, they have the option to actually donate as well. And through those donations, that's not the only source of income we actually get, because our project is actually relatively inexpensive. We also use our own personal funding as well. So we're a source of funding as well as the students of YRDSB, which also contributes to the overall message of our project, which relates youth and seniors together and bridges a sort of gap between them.
To add on to what Adam said, we've also mentioned about government grants. So as we establish ourselves further on as a nonprofit organization, we will be able to gain funding from the government to expand our outreach, to cover travel costs and equipment costs as we expand our project.
I have a question. I wasn't sure if there's a continuity aspect to your business model. So you showed us that you interviewed 3 seniors. What happens next? What happens afterward? They share their stories that you're developing a mentorship relationship with youths who would interact with these seniors who you say are isolated and lonely. I wasn't quite sure about that piece.
That's a great question. So what we've actually done is, that's one part of it, but we're hoping to implement this sort of interviewing aspect of our project throughout different organizations, and like we've partnered with an organization in the US as well to actually interview seniors in the United States to provide a different perspective on their feelings as well and their knowledge as well. But the thing is that whenever we interview these seniors, there's through our Dropbox method, when we submit these messages from youth, they're also able to send messages back to the youth as well. So once they receive a message, they can also write down a message for youth, which will then be transmitted to these school boards. So it provides like a source of communication between these the youth and seniors as well.
Next up, I'd like to welcome Team K, Golden Clicks, to the stage. So please go up here and make your presentation. And this is your second reminder that you guys should still continue to fill out the judging form, where you guys are going to be able to provide all your opinions on each of the presentations that you're seeing today.
All right, so my name is Bilal, and I'll be presenting for Team K, Golden Clicks, capturing wholesome and exciting memories. So first, let's go through our STEAM solution. So our team chose the topic of senior care, and one problem that we all noticed was that senior homes were sort of inadequate in terms of providing a positive and enriching environment for seniors. For example, according to the World Health Organization, approximately 1 in 6 elderly people experience some sort of neglect or abuse in community settings. So in this case, our solution was to sort of reach out to senior homes and ask to run a program with short and interesting activities that sort of help seniors demonstrate socialization and creativity and overall feel more included and connected to their communities. So in terms of health and wellness, we will be using protective wear and equipment such as masks and hand sanitizers, especially around this time of season. People usually get sick, so we want to prevent that. And also keep in mind to support seniors with accessibility issues and being flexible with that. So maybe asking beforehand, are there any sort of limits that we should be aware of to asking these questions to staff, and also dedicating volunteers to those in need. We will be providing maybe volunteer opportunities to students so they can come in and help seniors with these activities as we were doing them. As in terms of planned activities and events, some of the events that we have planned include speaking in circles. So getting in a circle, asking some questions about maybe like their favorite recipe that they like to cook, or some sort of advice that they can give to the younger generation. As well as maybe a garden and plant project where we can create plants and keep up with them, like keep tabs on how it's going. And these are just ways to also keep sustainability in mind, creating avenues to speak on it and think about our impact on the environment, while also having activities that are engaging. We also have origami, some Christmas card making, just stuff like that, which keeps seniors engaged. In terms of feedback and adjustments, so we realized that maybe there might be some room for improvement in our project. So we do have a feedback survey for staff that they can fill out, where we can gain figures about our effect on seniors' mood and participation, and just overall improvement that has come from our program. And also we do recognize that there were some problems. So there was a lot of scheduling conflicts, especially in terms of visiting these senior homes in person. So one thing that we would probably want to do is probably have more members so that there are more room for scheduling these visits, and also having more resources allocated for supplies. That was another problem that we came across. For our business plan in year one, we hope to grow connections through, visiting these senior homes, connecting with staff and managers, and also maybe in schools offering volunteer hour opportunities, and also connecting with clubs. I know in my school we have a wellness club, so that's an area where we can sort of connect and allow for more participation. And we also have social media. We do have an Instagram with around 100 to 200 followers, and we do also have a website where people can learn more about our program. Excuse me. In year two, then we'll use these connections to start fundraisers where we can raise money to fund continuing activities and sort of ramp up the level of our activities. This can include like a garage sale or a raffle or an auction, maybe a bake sale, just anything that we can do to sort of run these fundraisers. And in year three, we'll sort of expand the scope of our activities and amp up promotion, maybe having a billboard advertisement or any other sort of way that we can pour our revenue into our continued activities. In terms of our financial projections, our startup costs So we do have a startup inventory of around $50, and this is just things that we can find around the house. For example, for origami, we have scissors, so stuff like that. And also, we would, sort of pour our own money into this. We did reach out to senior homes, and they were interested in they did show interest in like helping with providing supplies, so that's another place where we can get these things from. In terms of revenue, we are a non-profit organization, so we won't expect revenue until like year 2 or 3 when we do start fundraisers, and that money will again be poured into advertising and travel costs and fundraiser costs. And for our marketing plan, we have an Instagram account where students can spend time with seniors while getting volunteer hours. In the Instagram, we promote our volunteer hour opportunities, and this is just a place for young people to get involved with seniors. And we do also contact senior homes. We are in the process of planning visits, and even if maybe we can't visit these senior homes, we provide new and interesting ideas before. We do make a schedule for our visits as well, where organizers can get an idea of what we're doing and maybe offer some feedback if they want to. And this is just an example of submissions that we've gotten from our Instagram account. So for every 2 or 3 senior photos where you're sort of showing you and your senior like in an activity, you get 2 or 3 volunteer hours. So these are just submissions from that. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Okay, some of the services are already being provided by some charitable organization. So how are we going to distinguish that from the existing service already provided by them?
I think for that it would be more about personalization, because a lot of charitable organizations maybe don't bring a sort of personal aspect to these programs. Just allowing for like social connection. I feel like that's the main thing.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I have a question. I was just wondering, for safety-wise, would you have something set up where you have checks for youth who is willing to do the volunteer work? Because, elderly are very, they will be very trusting, and then you need to make sure that the person who they're connecting with is safe.
We will probably be having maybe proof for like COVID-19 tests, because I think that's a concern, and also just like having people who are like available and like can support seniors. Is that all? Okay.
Hi, this is our app called Word Warden.
Our vision for Word Warden is to safeguard the young voices online so that little kids do not hear any profanity while they're using their computer.
Our team for Word Warden consists of me, Hayan Hadi, the marketing lead, Zimran Hadi, the STEAM lead, and Rajveer Lamba, the business lead. Rajveer wasn't able to make it here today, but we do have a video for his slides. And with that, I'll pass it off to our STEAM lead.
Okay, I'm Zimran. I'm the STEAM lead, as you already know. I was in charge of developing the Word Warden app, and yeah. So how does Word Warden actually work? Word Warden works through an application called Python. It also works on all Windows machines. We've utilized virtual audio cables so that we can hear everything that comes out of your computer speakers. We have also used advanced profanity filters so that we can understand and hear any bad profanity or bad language that comes out of your speakers. And finally, we have also used Assembly AI's predictive text. What this means is that we will be able to mute your computer speakers at the perfect time, and so therefore you will not hear any profanity. So now for a test run. Hello.
Oh, hi, wait a minute. Oh, stubbed my toe. Yeah, what do you need from me?
That's it. That's it. That's all I need.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay. In this demonstration, you could clearly tell that you did not really hear much after he stubbed his toe. This is a perfect example of Word Warden working in real time.
With that, let's analyze how we plan to get this into the hands of our customers. So we have developed three main marketing strategies, the most costly of which are our Google ads, which you'd find in your YouTube videos or on the side of Google Pages. With this, we plan to target our more adult audiences so they can download the Word Warden onto their kids' devices. Our second main form of marketing is our Instagram page, in which we mean to target a younger audience and actually interact with our users to fix any issues with the program. And our final form of marketing is our website, which you can find at wordwarden.ddns.net, in which users can physically interact with Word Warden and download the software. As you can see, here's our Instagram page where we post lighthearted content to attract to the younger audience, in which you'd also notice we post some of these in French. This is so that we can appeal to a larger Canadian audience. Here are some of the promotional videos we've decided to use for our Google Ads sponsors. Oh, I guess we'll just skip over that. And now let's hand it off to our business lead, Rajveer. All right.
Hello, my name is Rajveer, and although I may not be with you guys in Markham right now, I'm still going to talk about the business analysis of Word Warden. So, let's get into it. Firstly, Word Warden has no competition. See that? That's our competition. Absolutely nothing like it. Multiple apps may have things that do something similar, but there's not one solution which works universally throughout all Windows applications. In addition to this, Word Warden has a free-to-use version as well as multiple premium plans that can help people find what's right for them. We have a $0 free trial, we have a $10 premium plan, and a $12 Pro premium plan. And this is all one-time payments, meaning people will only pay at one point in time and be able to use the product for the rest of their lives. This allows us to get them to buy it and recommend it to other people because of the simple ease of use. This is a very sustainable model because we are mainly going to be advertising online and through free sources such as social media. And word of mouth will also be very good for us. And our goal is not only to get something that works in Canada, in our community, and since it's not dependent on real estate, this is possible. We can spread it to all the corners of the world and allow people all around the world to use our product. And this only means that the chart is going to go up and up. We're going to hire more employees, have more feedback, and create more apps/updates to make everything that we have and will have run smoother than ever. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.
Any questions?
Yes, I have a question. So the problem is the use of profanities.
Yeah.
And the randomness by which the listener interacts with that profanity. Could you describe the ideal consumer who will be buying this product?
So the main people who would probably be purchasing this product is adults that are concerned about what their children are hearing online. Like in online games now, they have voice chats and everything. So it's also a fear that, you know, parents don't want their children getting cyberbullied and hearing very bad language online. So it's a very simple, easy to use software. They could purchase it or use the free version, install it on their children's computer, and yeah.
I'm wondering about safety and security. So this software will hear everything that comes through the speakers. And I'm also wondering about sort of like latency. In your demonstration there on what I'm assuming is a Windows phone, because this works on Windows devices, it was very live. If I'm having a Zoom call or a Meet call, is there going to be a delay while this processes the sound and applies its filter?
I'll answer the first question. There actually shouldn't be any issues with the security of the software, as the data is being sent to it directly. It's not being stored at any point or any point in time, meaning there's no point in which the data can be stolen. And now our second issue, I'll have our Steam lead talk to you about.
As for latency, there may be slight latencies depending on how fast your internet connection is, right? Because, we're using AI. However, there should not be any major noticeable latencies, so you really shouldn't notice anything.
We had considered this a past problem when we used a different API, but a fix that we've been constructing if we had chosen that API was to stall the audio being presented to the user.
Any more questions?
I would like to introduce Team O, Young Blue Minds. Please come to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, hi everyone. So we're Young Blue Minds. We are Team Q, and we're a part of the youth engagement sector. So who are our team members? We have myself, I'm Bianca, I'm the team lead, and we have April, who's our marketing captain, and we have Satoyo, who's our STEAM captain, and Sunny, who's our business captain. Both of these two, unfortunately, can't be here with us today. So what is our plan? As we were saying, our Young Blue Minds is focused on mental health, and especially regarding youth. So what is mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So what is the importance of mental health? So mental health is still a part of human health, therefore it should be taken care of the same. Mental health affects many aspects of our lives, including our relationships, self-esteem, and physical health as well. So what is the issue regarding mental health? So although mental health is very important, there's still a huge lack of awareness and much misunderstanding about it. Mental health has many negative connotations or is just completely disregarded as something non-existent. So this stigma is very harmful, seeing that it makes reaching out for help extremely difficult, especially for youth or those with other factors against them, such as like racialized minorities, males, and youth part of the LGBTQ+ community, as well as Indigenous youth. So this is why we created Young Blue Minds, and I'll pass it on to April, who will explain what our project is. Hello, so I'm April, and what exactly is our solution? So basically, after searching through some websites that we found, we want to create a forum for people where youth can express themselves. What exactly can people do on this forum? People can add posts similar to like Reddit, except a more safer place, and kind of just say what they feel and gain responses from other users that are appropriate and comforting. We have guidelines to make sure that it's safely monitored, but however, there are still going to be some moderation risks that we're going to take care of. That's why with this storyboard, we first made a storyboard because we don't have a base plan. We don't have a full base plan yet because we want to make sure that we have a very specific idea of what exactly we want in our project to make sure that it's safe and well used for people. Because from what we searched up, although there are forums like this, they have not been very sustainable and not have been very accessible to use. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that they're enjoyable so that youth could actually use them on their daily basis, because sometimes all you need is someone to talk to. So our business plan. We are going to be a nonprofit organization. So we aren't going to focus on selling, but more possibly getting revenue from donations or even our advertisements. We're going to put some of our income first into advertise our website so that people can actually see the advertisements through Instagram and through other sources so that they're able to find out who we are, because mostly our success will come from the people actually using it rather than the actual revenue. So our timeline. We're going to focus more on figuring out what we want to put in the website, but as we put more effort and we implement more features, we're going to consistently keep improving. And with the revenue we get, we're going to put it into the platform that we're using for our website to make sure that we are
to make sure that we are giving a good experience. So marketing. We are using Instagram to market our posts where we post updates, and we also are posting some other self-care strategies for people at home. And we are also going to work on posting in different languages such as Vietnamese, French, and Japanese. Thank you for listening, and remember that your voices need to be heard.
Hi, so do you have any questions?
Okay, one issue here is about potential people with mental health. Sometimes, often they are quite withdrawn or not initiate enough. So how are you going to attract them to go to your website or to all your business plan that's going to attract them to use your product?
Yeah, so our Young Blue Minds is not really like, it's not supposed to be a kind of health service, but more kind of like something for people to vent to. Because like a lot of people, they may not have like actual, like they may not have access to like health sources where they can like get formally diagnosed with like issues and stuff like that. So it's for people who kind of don't really have that privilege, so they can go to this forum and just like say whatever they want, of course with the guidelines that we have.
To add on, we're not exactly there just for people because everyone experiences mental health issues, whether medical or not, because mental health is an important part of our lives. In order to live a good life, we have to want a good life. So we're not there to fix their issues, but we're there to help them through them, because those issues can't be fixed, but they can be dealt with when given the well support system, and we want to be their support system.
Yeah, because we like to acknowledge that not everyone has someone who they can talk to. Well, actually, I'd say a lot of people don't have a lot of people that they can reside to, and that makes people feel really isolated. So having a space where like you could talk to people, you don't know them, you have no attachment to them, like it makes them feel safe. And like it kind of acknowledges the fact that like no one can like help you except yourself, but people can support you on that journey.
Any other questions?
Bless you. Thank you.